Japanese.
That's all right. Well, there's a couple of the Model T.
This is 1920年代のアメリカを再現した街なんですね。
Melissa, you're gonna hear my tour. Okay, now this is the front of the village. Henry Ford started the village in 1929, and he opened the doors in 1933. All of these buildings were brought here. They were brought here from as far as the United Kingdom, or as close as 2.5 miles from here. Ever since the buildings were brought here, nobody has ever lived here. But they are 95% original. There's two kinds of people that would have lived in these houses, either extremely famous or commoners. So you're not going to know who everybody is. Plus the Japanese history is totally different than our history. So you will definitely not recognize everybody. Now, how did he get the buildings here? He would have his workers dismantle them, and when you put a number on every board, brick, and stone, and put them back together like big jigsaw puzzles. The building on your right is Henry Ford's birthplace. That building is 2.5 miles from here. His dad was an immigrant from County Cork, Ireland. The little brick building in the back there was on 58 Bagley Street in Detroit. That is the shed where Henry Ford built his first automobile called the quadricycle. And he built it in 1896. Is this an ongoing process of bringing buildings here? Yes, it is. The last building that was brought to the village is the building at the end of this street. It came here approximately 12 years ago. I'm not sure of the exact date, but approximately. That is one of the last working roundhouses in Midwestern United States. If you're not familiar with a roundhouse, it's virtually a garage for locomotives. The next building that'll come here will go right on your right. It's going to be an old fruit market. It's going to sell fruits and vegetables using local farmers. The brick building on your right is Edison Illuminating Company. That was a power plant in Detroit where Henry Ford got a job as a young man. That's where he met Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was his boss, and they became best friends from that point on. Over on your left is one of 3 railroad stations in the village. And coming up on your right is a playscape, or a playground, that was donated by the gentleman that owns Dearborn Sausage and Candy. And right behind it is a carousel. The carousel is 101 years old this year. It came from the state of Washington. Now some people call that a merry-go-round instead of a carousel. A merry-go-round is horses, a carousel is a menagerie of animals. The white building on your right is Town Hall. If you look over to the left, the little red building is Dr. Howard's office. The gray building right beside it with the American flag bunting on it is the courtroom where Abraham Lincoln was a lawyer before he became president of the United States. That came from the state of Illinois. At the end of the village green, we have Martha Mary Chapel. Martha Mary Chapel, you can still get married there. Our weddings are booked for almost 2 years now. Over on our front right is Scott Settlement School, where Henry Ford attended school as a child. And his favorite teacher was John Chapman. John Chapman's house is the yellow house on your left. Over on the right, that little log cabin, McGuffey's Readers. Those were your first school books. He wanted every child to be able to read and write. That was his birthplace. On your right, the Maddox family. The White Building came from the state of Georgia. Probably your first black-owned farm in the state of Georgia. There's 2 little white buildings, or slave quarters. These came from Savannah. And the kind of a green color building on your right is Thomas Edison's grandparents' house. from Ontario, Canada. Coming up on your right is a white building. Susquehanna Plantation from the state of Maryland. That was a tobacco growing plantation. Yes, that is tobacco growing on the right-hand side of the field. The little red building is the Plimpton family. 9 people lived in that little house. That is in the late 1600s. That is our oldest American building in the village. The windmills from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, was given to Henry Ford as a surprise birthday present. And the last building on the right is the Daggett family. That one represents New England architecture. So how big is the village? The buildings are on 80 acres of land, but we own almost 250 acres. There's plenty of room for expansion, but the problem with expanding anymore is once buildings are designated as historical, it's extremely hard, if not impossible, to have them moved. The gray building coming up is John Gidding's house. John Gidding was an American shipbuilder. The large white building coming up is Noel Webster, like Webster's Dictionary. Just for curiosity, the bus in front of us is a 1931 AA Ford bus. It's probably one of the last few remaining 31 buses in existence today. They call it a AA because it's a commercial vehicle. On your right, the little white house is Robert Frost, American poet. And the stone building was Henry Ford's friend. Henry Ford's friend was a jeweler and a watch designer. His name was Cartier, or as in Europe they call him Cartier. Now, as we turn down the hill down here, there's going to be a gray building at the bottom of the hill. It came from Fort Myers, Florida. It's probably the first or one of the first buildings brought to the village.